Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. He's Mike Brenner. I'm Peter Loshak. We are the odds couple. Sportsbookreview.com, SBRodds.com. Week 12 in college football is what it is. It's Thanksgiving week, right, Mike Brenner? Today is Tuesday on November 22nd, and every Thanksgiving, of course, in the NFL, 3 big Thanksgiving Day games.
Week.
Yeah, I tend to like these, and I tend to do pretty well with these 3 Thanksgiving games, and we're going to cover each of the games and get a recommended lean or pick or play, however strong Doug Upstone wants to say it is, with Doug Upstone right now from Vegas Pro Insiders Daily. Right, Doug?
That's correct, yes. And we're going to get a little angle to play up the holiday spirit here, and we've nailed our last 3 Thursday picks, so I'm hoping to double that this week.
All right, that sounds good. I'm sorry, but I think I bungled your website. What is it again? Vegas, for anyone who wants to know more, spell it out quickly.
Vegas Pro Insiders Daily.
Vegas Pro Insiders Daily.com. All right, well, let's start with Minnesota Detroit. Of course, Minnesota been terrible since their bye. Last week, they did get a win over a flawed Arizona team. I don't know, man. This is suspiciously low line to me, Mike Brenner. I'm thinking Detroit might be a play here. Let's see what Doug has to say about it.
Yep. I'm all over it. Doug, lay it out there for us.
Okay, well, the first one, to get this thing going, this is the appetizer to the festivities of the day. I'm going to look at this game. All of Detroit's games have been decided by 7 or fewer points. But the one thing that they've done in winning 5 of the last 6 is they have learned how to win, which is something very unusual for Detroit Lions fans. And so because of that, I think that the Lions are the play here because Minnesota is just still up in the air. They scored 30 points last week, but 14 of them were on the fluke side. They still, only had 217 yards of total offense. So I still think Detroit's the play here. And because it's to do with appetizers, of course, nobody eats just one. So I also have a play on the total, which is to go under because the Vikings are 15-6 under as underdogs, and the Lions are 10-2 under, having won 3 of their last 4.
Nice.
Wow.
We'll break this down in our opening line show coming up very soon, Mike Brenner, but I have a feeling that you're going to agree with him tremendously. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I love it. I just think it couldn't be said any better.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go to game number 2, Washington-Dallas. Dallas has covered, 9 in a row now, but now they're a big home favorite against Washington. Washington, no slouch of a team. I predict that that Upstone's going to say recommended play on Washington here. What do you predict?
I think so, too. I just really think this could be that spot, you know. And I've been hesitant to just, go against Dallas and I've been hesitant to go with them at some spots. But, Pete, this is that one, and I'm dying to hear what Doug's got to say.
I predict Doug will say Washington and maybe also the over. Doug, what do you have to say about Washington-Dallas?
Well, this is my gravy game, and you know what, Peter? You just spilled the gravy on yourself on this one. I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys here.
Wow.
Last week, it proved to me, and I not that I didn't know, but this is a complete football team. They dismantled the number 1 defense, had 417 yards of total offense, and they absolutely wore out the Ravens in the second half. There's no comparison in defense between Washington and Dallas. Dallas has far more weapons at every level on offense, and that offensive line absolutely destroys whomever they are playing week in and week out. Their defense makes enough plays, and I think they can get after Kirk Cousins a little bit and take care of him. I have the Dallas Cowboys here by double digits in a gravy game.
Something to think about, Mike Brenner, before we do our opening line show. Maybe this will influence what you say.
Well, with Washington, I'm looking at doing it on a 3-team teaser, putting 10 on top. That would be it. But you know what Doug said, this is a complete team, and I definitely have been a skeptic all along. I keep waiting for it to stop. But Prescott and Elliott are so mature. They're handling themselves like absolute pros. And the thing is, it's going to be so crazy in that stadium, the momentum, the loudness. I don't know. I can't argue with what Doug said. I really can't, because Kirk Cousins is also, if you get to him early and you pressure him, he starts making mental mistakes. And once that happens, it's the Phillip Rivers effect. Everything goes south real quick. This team is playing on emotion and momentum. It's hard to slow down. They're healthy. They're dangerous. By God, I hate to admit it, but it's a damn good team.
Maybe. All right. Interesting analysis, Doug Upstone. And then the third game is Pitt and Indianapolis. I'm not seeing any market lines right now, of course, because Andrew Luck is in concussion protocol, and it's still questionable as far as the latest info that I've seen. Doug Upstone, what can you tell us about Pittsburgh, Indianapolis?
Yeah, this is going to be, this is my turkey game of the day, okay? And it has to do with the total. Now, as you know, guys, in this case, I'm going to have turkey meaning 2 different things. Turkey has to do, of course, what will be served for dinner on Thursday afternoon or evening, depending when you do it. And it also refers to a a situation where a turkey is a negative, where things is something that refers to something bad or that's off. Now, the line I saw early on the total was 53.5, and that was before the news of Luck for sure being in the concussion protocol. So it looks like the backup's going to play for them. But even unless it drops 4 or 5 points, which it could happen, I still think the play here, in either case, is going to be on the under. Because if you look at the Pittsburgh offense, in their last 2 games on the road, they've only scored 31 points total. And Indianapolis, with their offense, they started fast in their last 2 games, is wins, but then they really tailed off. But it was actually their defense that saved them for those victories. When I put this all together, I got a backup quarterback for the Colts. I got the Steelers at 12-3 under on the road and 13-4 under off a win as a visitor. I think the 53.5 is a turkey play. I think go under on this one.
All right, well, we'll see what the market line is when it comes out. Mike Brenner, what do you think?
Well, I think, I like the look at that, because I think right now Pittsburgh, now that they know that Luck is out, that changes the whole way they defend this team. And therefore, I think they're going to look for more of a grind and pound it out game. And that's a hell of a stat to argue with. I think 12-2 is what he said about Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
I think Doug might be onto something. And he's sharp for a reason, Pistol Pete.
He sure is. Doug Upstone, thanks so much. We'll talk to you again very soon.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.